Okay. Okay, we're in court here, September 24th, day of the election. Bryce, and I didn't know you were going to show up in court. What were you doing there?
I am quite interested in how this is going to unfold because I know Matt Raymond, the alleged shooter. I've spoken to him numerous times, and so I'm interested to see how this all shakes out.
Last time we chatted like this, we got a lot of good comments. We talked about mental illness, and the next day we did the video. I found a video of Matt.
Yeah.
Everything we said, we described, it was exactly on the video. Anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant. I was shocked. So I showed up there this morning, and it was all barricades outside. They wouldn't. I thought I could go on the step, do my own video. They wouldn't allow me in there. I was a little bit upset. So what about the Irving media? And anyway, at the end, they're going to send me a picture. I'm not allowed. I'm not legitimate media, I guess. I had to join the pool, but it's it was quite a thing. I mean, the courthouse wasn't full.
No.
What did you thought when you see him in court? Solid.
Well, his first appearance, he was in leg shackles and handcuffs. When he was brought out of the sheriff's van, and when he was in court, the first appearance on the 27th of August. This appearance, I didn't see him come out of the van, but I saw him walk into the courtroom, and he didn't have on handcuffs. His hands were free. So I guess they feel a little more comfortable around him to give him that freedom.
It must be on meds.
Perhaps.
Has to be.
Perhaps. He's going through a difficult time. You know, like there's tremendous pain and anguish for all the families and the friends of the victims. But, you know, I mean, I also think of Matt too. You know, he killed these people, but he's going through his own hell. You know, is it appropriate to even acknowledge that? But I don't know. To me, I do have those thoughts that, you know, he's living in his own hell, and perhaps he is on meds to help him handle what it is that he has to go through on a day-to-day basis.
He must have said that how come they never shot him dead, because he may as well be dead where he's at.
Yeah, I don't know anything about where he's at, but it's not pleasant wherever he's at. You know,
can't do nothing. No fresh air. No, yeah. I mean, you cross the line.
Yeah.
Hey, party est tout fini.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a very quick court appearance.
Adjourned till October what?
The 22nd.
22nd.
And the reason why it was such a quick court appearance, the reason why court happened today was that
disclosure.
Yeah, the prosecution gave the RCMP's evidence, a significant volume of evidence, to the defense. I think it was this morning, and the defense didn't have enough time to look all that over and figure out what they were going to do. Yeah. So all that happened today was they said, "Look, we just got this. We don't have time to."
They do that all the time anyway. They do that. It's just delay that.
Sure.
That's what they do. I predicted that. You know, right. Disclosure. Yeah. But then the lawyer came out. I saw him on TV the first time.
Right.
I thought he was a lawyer from Toronto. That's what I thought. But that's what I heard, and what you hear.
I think I heard him say that in an interview that with some official media. I saw something online, him being interviewed by somebody, maybe Global or whatever. I saw some newscast somewhere they were interviewing him.
He came out. We waited for about 45 minutes to an hour. And he talked to the media. I got it all on video, the whole thing. I don't edit. That's why I'm in so much trouble all the time. He really didn't have any comments for the media.
Yeah.
So I just let the media, mainstream media, do their work. And when he was done, I follow him, my camera. I asked him some question. Like,
Oh yeah.
is he on meds?
Yeah.
Or, you know, how is he doing? I said,
Yeah.
I call myself, and we are street buddies.
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't even know his first name.
Yeah.
When I, you know, see him, 80% of the people on the street, I don't know their first name. I'm surprised that I know you. Anyway, so the lawyer looks at me and he goes, we talk. So he asked me if he wanted to do a recording. He wants to talk to me, what I said.
He asked you.
Yeah, and he gave me, that's his name here, Nathan Gorham.
Nathan Gorham.
Yeah. And
That's Matthew Raymond's lawyer.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And he said, "Can I record you? Do you mind?" No, he said he didn't bring his wallet with him, so he couldn't buy a coffee. Those damn lawyers are so cheap. So I said, "Oh, you can talk right here." So then, very professional. Okay, and you agree to. I said, "Do you want me to do a recording by camera also?" But he said, "I'd rather not." But that's okay. But everything I told him, and I told him about you, that we discussed Matt. So we're not supporting Matt saying, "Hey, he's not guilty" or whatever, but we're looking at his mental state. And I told him the whole story. Said, anything you said, is it true? I said, everything I said. I said, can I use anything that I said? I said, listen, everything I say is on. We did it on the video. That he was different. It was different the last 2 times we've seen it. That's what I saw. He was a different guy compared to
Matt.
Matt.
Yeah.
Matt was different. So that's the
Right.
bottom line.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I give him my views, and I told him that I'll send you the video, a link of the video of you if he wants to talk to you. But again, did it change your views on what's going on? Mental illness.
Mental illness, man, it's a real thing. You know, there's a stigma around mental illness. It's almost like, why are you mentally ill? Don't do that. You know, like if somebody has a broken leg, you can see that they have a broken leg. There's
Use the other leg. You got one leg. How come you call the ambulance for? My God, can you use one leg? You can still walk.
Yeah. But like mental illness is a very, very, very real thing. Myself, I have a mental illness. I'm on medication for it, and if I don't take my medication, I turn into like a total lunatic. Like I get delusional and everything else. I have to be hospitalized.
You took your medication this morning?
I actually forgot.
Oh my God.
I usually remember.
Yeah.
It's because I came down to court today. It's something out of the blue.
I noticed you were different and something. Okay, am I in trouble? Do I gotta wash myself or?
No, I'm in my normal frame of mind. You would tell if I'm different. I think I was talking to you once when I was like my alternate self, and I remember that I was extremely energetic. I don't know what I was talking about, and I kept trying to take a step towards you, and you would just immediately take a step backwards because you're like, I need to keep proper space from this guy. He's a little amped up on something.
Is that this morning? Or?
No, this is back in April.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
of course.
it was in King's Place, and then I would step towards you again, and you would immediately step back. You just had a sense that this guy is too wound up, man. I need to keep like 4 feet in between us.
We don't want to kill our favorite rapper, right? So that's why we back off. That was the warning. Back off. Okay, never mind that shit. So.
Yeah, mental illness is a real thing. People have it. Matt may have something going on there. Although he hit it well for me, I never picked up on it. But a lot of other people have a lot of things to say. You know, like my roommate. I don't know if I mentioned this on the last My roommate said that Matt was saying some sketchy, problematic things to him, so that he felt he should probably try to alert the police just to keep an eye on this guy.
I think you did.
Yeah, and
But highsight's a terrible thing.
yeah, and that never happened. Somebody spoke with this particular guy and said, no, it's not a problem.
Like we said,
And so that never happened. The police were never notified, and
it's like the last time. Just you see somebody that suddenly changed 180 degrees, their attitude changed. Boom.
yeah,
Talk to them. Have a coffee with them. Because people alone can. It's not easy.
it can happen very quickly. There are things happening with me. I spend a lot of time on the internet. I don't watch movies. I don't watch television shows. I don't watch fiction.
You don't,
I don't
you don't watch fiction?
No, I don't get lost.
You don't watch my videos?
I don't watch things just to get lost in a fantasy in my head. Like I watch debates, political shows, things about all kinds of different topics about things going on in the world. And what I've noticed is that I can start to pick up different views about things, and then feel that I'm kind of getting swept up in a current. A current of certain views are taking me down the stream, and it's just like I'm starting to go with it, you know. And I'm not the only one. People get swept up in streams, and things kind of get a hold of them. You know, I was mentioning that in the last video. You have to be careful about where you hang out on the internet, because I think it's my opinion that people are susceptible, and people are influenceable. And not everybody, most people don't have strong critical thinking abilities to really try to sift through things. So
I'm surprised nobody said anything to Matt when he left the courtroom. Everybody was well behaved. It's sad. Everybody, you could tell. It's sad.
yeah. Yeah, it is sad. What I was happy to see was that there was a great amount of support, family and friends of Donnie Robichaud's widow or ex-wife. I think her name might be Melissa. I'm not sure, but she was there, and there was a large amount of people there with her, and so I was very glad to see that.
Well, let's hope that he doesn't plead guilty, like we said in the last video. Let's hope that we find out really a trial, that we really find out about his mental state and what really happened. You know, I mean, mental illness must be debated, must use, you know. And then, just for an example, since we last talked, but we're not going to mention no names, we're not going to say, what did you hear about the murder in Woodstock, or Jacksonville it's called?
Oh, yes, a young man, a teenager.
Yeah. Young man murdered a young girl.
Yeah.
Was it 17-year-old, 18-year-old murdered a 17-year-old, and I guess the girl was beautiful woman, smart inside and out, full of energy, beautiful smile. Yeah. And then I went online, and then I was told by a source that the guy was autistic. Yeah. He went into outbursts, anger. Right. Anger outbursts. Yeah. And next thing you know, they say, well, he's remanded in custody pending his next court appearance. Yeah. My question is, where is he remanded? If he's autistic. Yeah. Is he in a provincial jail? I say, I hope he's in Restigouche. Yeah. Oh my God, the comments and angry at me that I went, you do the crime, you do the time. Yeah. So you take a guy that's autistic, which I got the details, outrageous what he did. What do you do? Then you put a guy like that in a cell, then suddenly he freaks out, then the staff goes there, something happens, and then he gets killed or whatever.
Right.
Or you just put that in a mental institution for life. You know what I mean?
It's important that you're bringing that up. It's worthy of discussion, because when I bumped into you downtown and you originally shared that with me, I think over Harvest I bumped into you, and you told me that. The very next day on CBC Radio was a story about I was about an autistic person that they got caught with a bunch of child porn, and apparently this person might have had like the mental faculties of like a 10-year-old or something like that. They were delayed, and so they got caught with a bunch of child porn. The guy was about 24. They brought him to prison, and he killed himself. He just killed himself in prison, and so the perspective I heard on CBC were people talking about, you know,
he had a mind of a 7-year-old. I remember that.
Yeah. And then I searched. I tried to find that story online so I could read about it, because you had just broached the topic of this and how it needs to be addressed. So it was kind of coincidental that I heard that on CBC.
But what about the people that just and those people in Jacksonville? They have so much right to demand blood. There's no question about it. There's no question about it.
Yeah, they're hurt.
Then they're hurting. Yeah, but then the issue of mental illness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's people need to be stood up for and advocated for, like this girl, all her family and friends and the community. There's a lot of heartbreak, and there's a lot of sorrow, and there's a lot of grieving, and these people need to be, you know, stood up for and supported and advocated for. But at the same time, this young man who's autistic, you know, yes, he's charged with murder, but people also have to stand up for his issues, like perhaps he doesn't belong in a normal jail with normal people. I don't know. Like, I haven't put a whole lot of thought into that.
We don't know all the facts. But, we don't know all the evidence, but that's what I've been told.
But just it doesn't mean that if a person is trying to allow that into the conversation to open it up for discussion, it doesn't mean that a person is defending murder.
That's a very good point, Bryce. That's a very good point, because we're not defending Matt. We're not defending the guy in Jacksonville. We're just discussing the issue of mental illness, and it looks like it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. As soon as court was adjourned, it was quick. It was only 5 minutes, and I was a little confused about what had happened. I spoke to a member of the police force to explain to me what had happened, and he said, you know, the defense needs time to look at the evidence, and then he also said, Matt, the alleged shooter, is looking at 100 years.
100?
Yeah. That's what he said, and then I said to him, sounds about right, because Justin Bork, the Mountie shooter in Moncton, he received 75 years, no parole, 3 life sentences, 25, 25, 25. So that, I mean, it sounds about right.
Were you shocked? Oh, that's right. You didn't take your meds this morning.
No, I didn't. But
before you go to court, take your goddamn meds.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Sure, yeah. No, I don't want to be, there should be no crazy manic outbursts in court. I'm trying to keep a low profile in
So
front
what's the big shot? Yeah, he's looking at 100. Matt will never see the lights of this again. The sun, to look at the sun and to, you know, enjoy the nice colors of the trees. The autumn changes of life and everything. It's done. He's going to be in jail for the next 100 years. No question about it. But the question is, where? Mental institution or preventer jail? We don't know. That's why we need a trial.
Yeah.
If there's no trial, well. You know what somebody told me twice about jail? Number one, you go in there, let's say you go in there for 2 years. Time stands still. It looks like you never,
Yeah.
time stood still, right like that.
Yeah.
And number two, somebody saw me in trouble and told me that the cops were coming after me and said, you know what? It's not that bad in jail. It's like a little village. And so I said, oh yeah, it's like a little village. He was at the penitentiary. I said, you know what? I don't want to go in your little village.
It's not a good place to be. I haven't been in jail, but I am quite convinced that I do not want to be there.
No.
But you are right. Time does stand still. I was watching some videos from a guy who did 10 years in a federal penitentiary for armed robbery, and he puts out videos to try to teach people about the different things that they need to know before they go into prison, and to try to impart his wisdom about things he's learned. So I watched a bunch of this guy's videos, and he would talk about how people in there who have done who were like long timers, 30 years or whatever, these people have never even seen a cell phone. Their mind is still back in the 80s. Like they haven't, like society has advanced.
But they haven't.
Yeah, but they haven't. Yeah, they haven't seen any of this stuff. They're just their brain is living in the 80s or the 70s, and the same thing might happen with Matt. You know, like
21 minutes. What are we doing? Is this Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
Huh? Is this a version of Dr. Phil?
I don't know. He can be pretty hardcore and say some very cutting things. I think we're being
We don't.
pretty even keeled. But Dr. Phil's good, man. He sometimes cuts right to the core of the issue.
I think we do the same thing here.
Yeah.
But the only one problem the difference between Dr. Phil and us, we don't get paid for this. Dr. Phil makes a few dollars.
You got to monetize your YouTube, man. Might as well make some money.
Oh, anyway, we're not here to discuss that. You see, you get to take, next time you take your medication, stay on topic, okay? Thank you. So
stay on topic, Charles.
Okay.
Coming from this guy.
Okay, never mind. You were doing so good the last time. Okay, so we'll do this again, and at the end of October, it'll be a little bit more chilly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, Charles.
All good.